ABC, it's Billy again. Got a couple things here in this update. It's some thrift store finds that I found just before Christmas, the weeks leading up to Christmas. I found some really cool stuff at my local thrift store. Two separate times I went and I found two completely different types of finds. But let's just get started. This first one here was a bunch of 80s rock in awesome shape, like, you know, all VG plus stuff or better stuff that I was just pumped to get. Some of it I've got, it's duplicates or upgrade copies. Some of it I didn't have, but I was extremely pumped to find it, especially at 50 cents a piece. First one here, little Night Ranger, Midnight Madness. This one has Sister Christian, Still Rockin' America. A great record. You know, Jack Blades. You know, Jack Blades is he's the guy that I think he's a bass player. Yeah, bass player, lead vocalist. I knew he was a vocalist, but he was in what's the super group they had with Ted Nugent and shit. I can't even remember what they're from, but great singer. And this record I did not have. I don't know how it slipped me by, because this is the stuff I was listening to growing up. I probably had it on cassette and just never did re-get it. Glad to pick that up, especially for the price. The second one here is Duran Duran, 7 in the Ragged Tiger. Of course, I've got Rio and the others, but this one was one I remember being in like 4th or 5th grade, and the Reflex came out, and that was just I loved these guys, believe it or not. It's kind of a guilty pleasure listen, but really good condition copy of that as well. This one wasn't as good, but it was still an upgrade. Frontiers by Journey, still an upgrade for what I had. You know, this one has Separate Ways, Send Her My Love, Faithfully. Those are the three big ones on this record. Another Journey that I did not have, Raised on Radio. It's a little later than that one. This one just only has Be Good to Yourself is the big hit off of this one, but I did not have this one, and it's in extremely good condition as well. So I'm glad to have picked that one up. Like I said, all these were they must have just been all dropped off. They were all in the same bin, all pretty well together, and I just started picking them up one after the other, after the other, after the other, and I was, because you know how it is when you go into these thrift stores, it's such a crapshoot. You know, you can go in 100 times and just find shit after shit after shit, and then that one time you go in and find stuff like this. This one, I was so pumped to find this Bon Jovi, you know, Runaway. Runaway was the big one off of this record, and then of course they had this one, 7800 Degrees Fahrenheit, which is another tough one to find. This one's at Tokyo Road. What's the other big ones off here? King of the Mountain, Only Lonely, In and Out of Love. Two good records. And then of course everybody, they came out with Slippery When Wet after those two, but unfortunately they didn't have that there. But I do have a couple nice copies of that, but those, I was really pumped to pick those up. Then there were a couple other things that had to have been in the same drop-off, because I got them the same day. And some of these, like I say, are upgrades. I picked up a handful of Billy Joel, Glass Houses. This was an upgrade for me. This was the first Billy Joel record from when I was a kid. I remember seeing him on Solid Gold doing It's Still Rock and Roll to Me. So this one has It's Still Rock and Roll to Me, You May Be Right, Don't Ask Me Why, So many great hits on this record. Everybody's got it. This record is so easy to find, but this was a beautiful pressing, beautiful copy that I was glad to pick up for 50 cents. And then they weren't quite as nice, but I still picked them up. I got a copy of The Stranger, An Innocent Man, and then I did not have this one, Nylon Curtain. This one has Allentown, Goodnight Saigon, Pressure. That's it. Those are the big ones on there. But I didn't have that one. I was glad to pick that one up. And then this is one that I have never seen. You guys are probably like, oh, I see that all the time. But it's just I believe it's the debut from Huey Lewis and the News. It doesn't have anything on here that I'm really familiar with. That I'm sad to say, because I really like Huey Lewis and the News, but I don't recognize any of these songs on here. If you can see it there, that's probably out of focus. But I was still gonna pick it up. Glad to pick it up. Beautiful condition. There was a copy of Sports there as well, but it was so beat to hell, and I've got 45 fucking copies of that anyway. 4, which I have a copy of this, but this is an upgrade of 4. Jacob's Ladder, Stuck With You, Doing It All For My Baby, Hip to Be Square. Great record, great music. Huey Lewis and the News is, like I said, another one of those bands that I love listening to. They were so popular when I was growing up, and I still love them to this day. What we're listening to, guys, if you caught earlier, little Cinderella Night Songs. We did a Sealed to Revealed on this, and I was kind of concerned there was a little bit of warping to the record. But when I put it on the platter, it turned well. There wasn't a whole lot of up and down. There was just one little spot, and I put it on. Sounds great. So that's what we're listening to. Little Night Songs by Cinderella back there. I'm going to wrap this one up and then do another find, because I have a much bigger stack of stuff, and I want to go into that in greater detail. So that was part 1 of my first trip to the thrift store right before Christmas. So I hope you guys enjoyed those finds. There was some stuff there that I was really happy to find. The next one, like I said, I'll have the second trip to the thrift store. So, alright guys, until next time, we'll see you. Peace.